Hello, 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 and welcome to Read, Write, and Leadcast. I am one of your hosts, Coach Krystal Henry, and I'm excited today so that you just need to come on in and join us for some great ideas and great strategies. I'm Coach Krystal Henry, a visibility coach, international speaker, preacher, and actuation teacher. I'm also proud to say that I host the Krystal Henry Show, the Made to Lead Millions podcast that airs weekly. I'm a 14-time international Amazon best-selling author as well as a publisher. A few of my books are The Elements of You, Made to Lead Millions, Made to Lead Millions Mandate, and The Voices of Women Unleashed in Justice. My mission is to help leaders, entrepreneurs, and visionaries like yourself break through barriers, amplify your visibility, and lead with confidence. Whether I'm speaking on stages or guiding clients one-on-one, my passion is to transform your platform, your life, from your what if to your what is. I believe that no matter where you've been seen and what you have faced, you are made to lead millions. Make sure that you get ready to rise and always connect with me at krystalhenry.net for our next level awaits. With Read, Write, and Leadcast, I have an amazing co-host, none other than Coach Anna. Coach Anna, will you please introduce yourself?
Thank you. I'm glad to introduce myself. I'm a wife, a mother. I too am an author. You see some of the books that I have published in the back, but you can also see some of the books that I have edited to help others get their work done. And you'll see as soon as you get to the first slide, I didn't do such a good job of editing myself. But you see on the slide on facilitating, well, we've got it worked out. Today, we're talking about our image. Writing in April, we're asking, what do we look like to others? My work, other than working here, is as a retired educator. I do coach other writers on a program called Get Started, Get Going. But today, we want to talk a little bit about you as a writer and why Coach Krystal and I encourage you to do reflective writing. Some of you who may be watching or listening for the first time may not know what we mean when we say reflective writing. So we're going to read it for you. Coach Krystal, will you begin?
Absolutely. Expressive writing is personal and emotional writing without regard to punctuation, verb agreement, or other technical aspects of writing.
Expressive writing has been linked with improved mood, well-being, stress levels, and depressive symptoms, as well as more physical benefits of lower blood pressure, improved lung, and liver functioning, all from writing.
Expressive writing helps to explore and expand thinking.
Expressive writing is a way to dump what is cluttering minds and distracting from enjoying daily life. And that's our personal goals for ourselves, but for you as well. Today, we're going to be looking at ways that we can write to show ourselves. Some of you are aware that April is the month that William Shakespeare was born. He was a playwright and poet, and he wrote about the impact of religious leaders dealing with retaliation between feuding groups. And though I don't know all of the ministries of those who are listening, I imagine some of you are dealing with that as well. And as we look at one of the poems that I happen to have written in honor of him, but and also to share ways that contemporary issues can be expressed in poetry, you will see what I mean. No matter how many classes you took in high school or college, I imagine 90% of you read or watched Romeo and Juliet. And you know, in this particular play, William Shakespeare wrote about Friar Lawrence, and he was trying to reduce the danger of feuding groups. And the poem goes this way. cruising nightly with our homies, hanging out much too late, getting into so much trouble just because of hate. Reverend Joe, he's a minister walking around our hood, warning us not to act so sinister, saying we should be good. Get your learning, he would tell us. Each of you could be earning more than you think you could, more than you thought you would. Now let's get going like you should. Don't be hanging with your crew, doing what you should not do, staying out much too late, attracting trouble because of hate. Come on, Knights, he keeps cajoling. Come on, Knights, he keeps coaching. Time to neutralize that hate. Spread some good. It's not too late. Come on, Knights, he keeps cajoling. Come on, Knights, he keeps on coaching. Time to neutralize that hate. Spread some good. It's not too late. Time to neutralize that hate. Spread some good. It's not too late. Time to neutralize that hate. Spread some good. It's not too late. Today, as we continue with our Read, Write, Leadcast, one question we ask of each of you: what is your leadership style? And as Coach Krystal comes, she's going to tell us a little bit about how we can be better leaders.
Well,
We can close off this slide and let
yes,
you do yours.
there we go. All
Mhm.
right. Well, I'm excited to discuss Made to Lead Millions on today as I pull up my screen, as I share.
As you're pulling that up, just want our listeners and viewers to know that no matter how bright the sun is or the spotlights on us, those same spotlights show our good side and our downside. And what we'd like to do is to help you figure out how you are viewed and then how you can be viewed better because you are doing better. You ready, Coach?
I'm ready. Thank you so much. I'm excited because Made to Lead Millions is a book that the Lord um, brought to me through a Bible study called Preparing to Lead. And in writing this book, he took me from what if to what is. And my what if was a space and a place of fear. And fear is a place that many leaders encounter, many leaders have to overcome. And so my what if was, what if I don't have a million followers? What if I do this and it fails, it bombs? What if this doesn't look right? What if this doesn't sound right? So we have to recognize our purpose, our divine calling. And in writing the book, after the Bible study had become second nature to me, whereas writing was something I had to struggle with. So in my space of what if, I struggled. But either way, even when I first started Bible study, that was a struggle for me. So we go through different levels of recognizing our call and election and making sure that we are sure about what God has called us to do in that season. So, divine calling, recognizing your purpose. That's a what if. And it usually has something to do with what you have done in your lifetime. So, your what if you actually did it? That's where your what is comes in. So you have to accept your purpose, recognize it, and then you embrace the growth. How do I grow? When we see plants growing in a pot, we don't see the roots. We see the leaves. We see the leaves come up through the earth. We don't see how deep the roots have to go to support that plant. So when you are embracing your divine call, many people may not be able to see your roots. They may not be able to see where you're getting your nourishment, where you're getting your excitement, your energy. Many people may not see the root system, but whether they see it or not, you have a journey of transformation. The stronger your roots, the more you intake your water, the more you intake the nutrients from your environment, is the bigger, stronger, higher you grow. So your divine call, when you recognize it, when you see it, and you accept your purpose, then you embrace the growth. And growth is going to take some stretching, growth is going to take some pulling, growth is going to take some pushing, but embrace your transition, because I know there's so many what ifs in transition. I'm going through some major transitions right now, after being a first lady and then going to and being a pastor of a ministry and transitioning out of that because of divorce. That takes some embracing, that takes some time, that takes some push. And so you have to know your calling in order to transform and grow and go in your growth. And then another leadership hint is create impact. Lead with intention. Are you intentional about your purpose? Are you intentional about your growth? Then, if you are intentional in both those areas, then guess what you're going to do? You're going to make an impact. Create that impact on whatever your platform is, and your what is will be realized. Your what is will definitely be realized. Now, Made to Lead Millions was difficult for me because, again, I still don't have 1 million followers. But one thing God said was, when Moses' mother pushed him out in the Nile, she did not know that her son was going to lead millions of God's people out of the wilderness. However, and whenever we lead, is up to God. It's not up to us. So I'm going to just read a few chapter descriptions from Made to Lead Millions. Number one, preparing to lead. How do you prepare? You've got to get in there and begin to expand your knowledge. Knowledge is more than power. It is what will take you places. So embrace the growth process as you're preparing to lead. Get ready to grow and go. Know yourself. Build an authentic leadership. Know who you are, know whose you are, and know that every step of the way you're building, and build it on the authenticity of who you are, who God has made you, and what He's made you for. You might be a hidden figure. Chapter 3 is about hidden figures. And all through the Bible, we see so many powerful people that we don't even know their names. Your name may not be in lights and written. People just may know your face. They may know your slogan. They may know the colors you wear. They may know your smile. But sometimes you are a hidden figure in the process of leadership. Number 4, you have to overcome obstacles. Just before this podcast, I got glass shattered all over me. But like God said, you stick with and stay consistent in what you do. You have to overcome the obstacles. You have to be resilient and diligent, and keep that mindset in order to be the leader God has called you to be. Leadership journey. Some people, and I've dealt with a lot of leaders that don't want to stand out. They don't want to embrace their uniqueness. So embrace your uniqueness, embrace who you are, love the skin you're in, love the voice you have. There was a time I did not love my voice, and I would just like, I don't want to hear my voice. But God blessed me to verbally and eventually love my voice. So embrace your uniqueness, whatever it is. Small actions. Don't try to pick and make these big, huge, gigantic goals, and then you will feel like a failure because you did not achieve them. Take small actions, create significant impact one step at a time, and then navigate through darkness. Y'all, this chapter was very difficult for me because I wrote about the death of my sister. She was 10 years younger than me and she passed all of a sudden. One day she was there planning and doing what God had called her to do, and the next day she was gone, leaving family behind, her two sons behind. We have to be able to navigate and maintain hope during the trials through darkness. As a leader, no matter what, you're going to experience darkness. So there's some essential leadership tips. If you will read the first two tips, Coach Anna, on the
The
left
first,
side, and I'll take the right side.
on the left side, lead authentically. True self builds trust. Keep vision clear. Improve,
Inspire.
inspire,
Mm-hmm.
aspire towards the bigger picture.
Yes. Embrace challenges, opportunities for growth. Jump out and grab them. Trust divine timing. Faith always guides leadership. And make sure that you connect with me. I'm at krystalhenry.net for more leadership resources. Made to Lead Millions. You get weekly leadership insights on all my major platforms, the Made to Lead Millions podcast, Emergers. If you're looking for a mentorship membership program, go to my website and join our group called the Emergers. And then finally, the Krystal Henry Show, where I do biblical teaching on the DeKalb in Atlanta, Georgia on TV. So those are some ways that you can connect with me. And back to you, Coach Anna.
Thank you so much, Coach Krystal. One of the things that she was talking about is the kind of leader we are. And you may recall the name of our program is Read, Write, Lead. And one of the things you can do in addition to reading the Holy Word is to read the books that Coach Krystal has written about being a leader. I invite you to read mine as well. But today we want you to look at what kind of leader are you? If someone observes you in action, were to write a poem about you, what would they say? Which of your repeated messages are they likely to quote in that poem? Today, our acrostic poem will be about yourself. Today, we'll ask you to write your first and last name, letter by letter, down the side of your paper or page. Remember, lines in an acrostic poem start with words and phrases that begin with the letter on that left side. And we ask you to remember our plans. It says, write what you hope others will say about you. Shakespeare wrote about Friar Lawrence. I wrote about Reverend Joe, the minister serving in the hood. And I would not be the least bit surprised if some of your ministry takes you into, as Coach Krystal said, dark places, but you are going in as the light of love, and sometimes the seasoning salt that holds things into place for a while. But as you write about yourself, consider those 5 W's and H. Who are you? What is your ministry or leadership role at this time? It may be out front. It may be in back. Where do you currently practice? When do you interact with others in this particular role? Why do you think this ministry or program is important in today's society? And you get a chance to tell us, how will others describe what you do as they observe you in ministry? What do they see? What do they say? And this week, after our podcast is over, we ask you to send it to us. My email address is on the bottom. And we'd like to post a few of these. Who do you say you are? And this may be part of your plan. This is who I am today, and this is who I hope to be soon in the future. And just in case you are wondering how this may sound, we're going to read this Romeo rap for you one more time and listen to the way this particular poet answered the question, who, what, when, where, why, and how. And Coach Krystal, let's alternate reading these pages. All right? Let's go. It's called the Romeo Rap. I wrote this with my high school students. We played rap music in the background as we were writing. And we're not going to play the music, but you can hear the rap. Cruising nightly with our homies, hanging out much too late, getting into so much trouble just because of hate.
Reverend Joe, he is a minister walking around our hood, warning us not to act so sinister, saying we should be good.
Get your learning, he would tell us. Each of you could be earning more than you think you could, more than you thought you would. Now let's get going like you should.
Come on. Don't be hanging with your crew, doing what you should not do. Stay out much too late, attracting trouble because of hate.
Come on, nights he keeps cajoling. Come on, nights he keeps on coaching.
Time to neutralize that hate. Spread some good. It's not too late.
Okay. Why don't we ask you to write poems every month? Well, it's tight and right and makes you think. Which words work in this setting? We generally suggest free verse rather than rhythm and rhyme, mainly because we're tight on time. Thinking of just the right words may seem absurd, I'm betting. But when the goal is to inspire us to think, writing poetry does not stink when you think. All right. Let's stay in touch about these monthly meet gatherings with Coach Krystal and myself. Our emails are down there, but keep in mind, in order for us to grow, we have to get to know ourselves. And reading Coach Krystal's book will help you get to know yourself a little better, but equally how to get to know how to do better. Coach.
Well, thank you so much. I'm so excited that we had this time to do our Read, Write, and Leadcast. We hope that you have been inspired over the last 4 months to read, to write, and to lead through writing, lead through reading. That is our ultimate goal, is so that you will be inspired. I hope that as you put your name down that side of the page, that you begin to think about who you really are, who are you divinely called for and to. There's a people out there that you are called to. So make sure that that's in your name. That will help you expand your transformation points in time, and that will also help you with who you are leading, deciding who your niche is, and going and growing through the whole process of leading. Now, this will be our last time together on Read, Write, and Leadcast, but make sure that you connect with Coach Anna. She has numerous resources She's a publisher, an author, and she is doing so many things. Coach Anna, if you will reiterate how people can get in touch with you before we go.
Well, thank you so much, Coach. One of the things I want to encourage you is when you go on, just go to Facebook and look up our names, but you will see that one of the things that the Lord has led me to do is to provide opportunities during the summer for teachers, preachers, parents, youth leaders to help students grades 1 through 12 to stay connected with what they learn. We're calling it keeping them on stream. And in this case, the stream stands for science and social studies, technology, religion and cultures, English, arts and athletics, music, and math. And we're having an introductory meeting on Tuesday, April the 22nd. It will have passed by the time this coach podcast comes out, but you'll be able to see it on our websites and on our Facebook pages. But mainly, stay in touch with the Lord, stay in touch with us, read widely, write regularly, and you will lead with confidence.
Thank you so much again for joining Read, Write, and Leadcast with Coach Anna Roseborough and Coach Krystal Henry. We hope today's episode left you inspired, empowered, and ready to lead your story line, your story life like never before. Remember, every great leader starts with a pen, a vision, and courage to take step by step. Take that step. Stay connected with us, share your journey with us, and don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. Until next time, when you meet us, make sure you put it in the comments why you loved Read, Write, and Leadcast. God bless you. We'll see you next time.
See you next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.